Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house. And today I've got the Spyderco Nirvana here with me. I want to thank my buddy Blake for lending me this guy for review, because this is a beautiful piece and yeah, I bugged him a little bit. This is, a discontinued product from Spyderco. It's a beautiful piece designed by Peter Rassenti, and as usual we're going to analyze the look, the sound and the feel. But first of all, let's just do a quick size comparison up against, the original Nirvana by Peter Rassenti. This is a custom one. This is the 2.0 and this is the 3.0. As you can see, it shrinked a little bit over time. And let's check out also up against the Spyderco Sleesh Bowie, and also another couple of classics from Spyderco. This is the Paramilitary 2 and this is the Para 3 right over here. And just because I thought it was feeling a little bit neglected, why not? The Mech B, just to give you an idea of the size of this guy, and the chaparral, why not, since we are doing Spydercos. So there you have it. So let's check out a little bit the look of this guy, because this is a beautiful piece, guys. So first of all, this is an integral knife. It's a solid, the handle is milled out from a solid billet of titanium. In fact, you don't see anything here in the back. There's no hole. There's no scales. It's just one solid chunk. And in fact, you can only see just the pivot screw going on, no other screws. So just a beautiful design. This is designed by, of course, Peter Rassenti. You can see his logo right over here, and it's incredible. It's made in the factory of Taichung in Taiwan, and these lines they became a classic in the industry. I mean, come on guys, look at this. How beautiful is this design? It's great. I mean, the lines are just fantastic. I think it's it's one of my favorite knives ever, the Nirvana. The closed length is going to be 5-inch long, and the overall length is 8.75 inches. So not a small guy, but not like huge. These grooves are like milled, subtly in a way. So, this silver that you see is basically the raw titanium, because, this matte dark gray finish, a little bit like lightly stone washed, it's a nice finish, but it's, the real titanium is this one line underneath. And you can see, all these lines are, continuing around, the spine of the blade, all except these two, like over here, you see, and this one over here. So it's not, going across the design. But overall, you see that all this finish is beautifully done. These are, this is a nice chamfering, like very, very wide, going on here and all around the edges to give a very sleek and slim profile to the handle. So I'm a fan of this one. There's no skeletonization going on, because it would be probably impractical and very hard to pull it off, because this is an integral, so you don't have really scales to do any internal milling on the inside. You have some a little bit of finger grooves over here, so the ergo is gonna be nice. You don't really have inner chamfering going on over here, but it's not too sharp. we're gonna see in the feeling in the hand later, but you have some jimping, of course, going on here and here, nicely done, and there's no lanyard hole, like for example in the custom version you see, right over here. You have a nice lock release relief right over here, so your thumb can easily access the lock bar in order to disengage the lock. There's no lock face insert, there's no lock bar stabilizer, and you have an external lock bar relief in order to be able to bend and give some tension to the lock. to the lock bar, sorry. You know, the screw size for the pivot is a T10 Torx bit. It's super easy to disassemble. You just, you know, unscrew this one and you're done, basically. You know, you pull out the blade, you got like 2 sets of caged bearings, and that's it. So extremely easy to take apart, clean it up, and maintain. So very, very nice. Also, what I appreciate is that the screws, you know, the pivot is basically flush with the handle, so it's not protruding, and it's not like ruin this overall super sleek. Look at this, guys. This is beautiful. You know, the pocket clip is probably something that I would change right away, because I'm not a fan of this, you know, flat bent slab of whatever. It's, I don't know, it's something that I'm not a fan of. Like, for example, if you check the custom version, has you know, a milled clip. It's, you know, it gives another completely different look, in my opinion. The clip is only tip-up carry, and it's not reversible, so it's not going to be ambidextrous. This is just for a right-handed person. The overall length, the length of the blade is 3.75 inches. The material employed, the steel, is CPM S90V, so very, very high-end steel. You can see that the blade has a pretty cool dark stone wash finish with this sort of velvety feel. Like it's very, very interesting, guys. It's a nice coating, nice finish to it. It's a beautiful, actually one of the best clip point blade on the market, in my opinion. I think that the overall design is just fantastic. I think it's only surpassed by the very similar clip point design in the Nirvana 3.0, because it's much taller blade, so much slicey properties, and you know, hollow grind. Whereas in this case, this is flat, and you know, the thinness of the tip is going to be a little bit less than the Nirvana 2 or the Nirvana 3. Also, you know, you have a very nice grind symmetry going on both sides. The edge symmetry also is very good. You have a nice belly going on up to this point, and then just flat up until the sharpening choil. You know, you have, if you check like the plunge grind right over here, it's quite short, you know, and this reveals, like if you check the how thin is the edge, you know, it's not the thinnest, because, you know, this is not hollow, and the plunge grind is relatively short. Also, you have a pretty cool jimping going on. I have to say, I'm a fan of this one, because it's not too aggressive, it's still functional, and it's gonna, you know, serve pretty nicely. There's not really like a thumb ramp, but you know, this is gonna be pretty good. If you check the spine over here, look at this beautiful you know, like swedge going on up to this point, and intersects in order to get right there to the tip. Just a beautiful job, guys. Something that I'm not really a fan of is the lack of chamfering in the spidey hole, and the you know, the billboarding going on. You've got like a spider over here, Spyderco CPM S90V. You've got Peter Rasenti logo, Taichung, Taiwan. So there's a lot going on. I'm a fan of more sterile looking blade, but whatever, you know, this is, it's gonna get away for this. Something that I also really appreciate is that the spidey hole has is contiguous with the lock bar relief. This is a beautiful touch, guys. Look at this, it's fantastic. I appreciate this this one really a lot. Let's check out the sound this guy makes. How about that? Guys, this is beautiful. I mean, the integral handle is creating some sort of resonance of the sound, which is echoing inside the handle, and it's just, you know, giving this beautiful clack, like percussive. It's resounding. It's It's sharp. It's just beautiful, guys. You can. This is business. Like, this is serious business. I think this is one of the best sounding knives ever. You know, in all the configuration. You know, the Nirvana 1, 2, 3, the custom. You know, the production. They are all producing a very, very pleasant and beautiful sound, in my opinion. When you close the knife, you have a, you know, an okay sound. It's not something like you're gonna write home about, but when you open, oh boy, yeah, this is something, you know, that's what I'm talking about. So beautiful, beautiful sound. You know, the overall weight of this guy is going to be 4.8 ounces. And the feeling you're going to get when squeezing the handle, it's, you know, you have a good grip, but overall you have a little bit of, I mean, I have a little bit of hot spots over here in this side because it's a little bit, you know, unchamfered and a little bit on the sharp side. But you're gonna have, you know, a nice jimping going on. You can do like reverse grip like crazy. It's beautiful. Still, here for me, it's creating a little bit of hotspot, but the overall feeling you're gonna get, it's like of like solidity and like really, it's like rigid and I would say reliable. It feels like really reliable, even if overall it feels light. So the texture, you know, it's interesting because this is sleek and smooth, but it's a little bit grippy also because I don't know, it has a little bit of grippy texture to it. The fit and finish is great. You know, it's something you would expect from the Taichung factory in Taiwan. There's no blade play whatsoever. You know, very, very nicely put together. You have a nice, you know, clip ramp. It's not too high, as you can see right over here. So you're gonna need to, you know, just to be careful when you slide this into your pocket. But the retention is very good. It's going to be staying securely attached to your pocket. Also, when you deploy the blade, you know, the speed is very good because you know, the geometry is nicely done. The detent, the Spidey hole, you know, it's perfect. So you just jam like not your fingernail, but just your thumb, your fingertip, sorry, right over here, and you deploy the blade like that. So very, very easy. You have a little bit of finger sore, you know, if you're gonna keep doing this for a long time, because there's not really much chamfering going on around the Spidey hole. This guy is running on bearings. The detent strength is dialed in, guys, and when you do this, you see like a little bit of kickback, and you know, it's just fantastic. The feeling is great. I like when the blade is doing like that. You don't touch, like you can a little bit touch the tip right over here. It's nothing dangerous, but as you can see, it's just like if you're doing like this, nothing. If you just try to jam it and push it, yeah, you're gonna feel a little bit the tip right there. Something that I'm not in love with this guy is the tension in the lock bar, because it's too much. You know, this is really strong. You need, you know, to push this quite hard in order to disengage the lock, and this is something that I'm not in love. But you know, the lock geometry is spot on, because you know, there's no stainless steel insert in the lock bar, but there's no lock stick and there's no lock rock, and you know, it's solidly locked in place. Also, you know, there's no detent ball ramp, so you're gonna have, see this little like detent bump, you know, with this hard step going on, and you know, but as soon as you disengage the lock bar, you know, you have a free falling blade, but no guillotine effect. You have to wiggle, you see, a little bit in order for the blade to go back right there. Detent suction, just a little bit on the low side, but overall, I mean, guys, the design of this one is like super sleek. It's beautiful. It's snappy. The sound is it's beautiful. The ergo, it's okay. I mean, there's a little bit of hotspot going on, and a little bit of you know, you need a little bit of strength in order to disengage the lock bar. But overall, this is just a beautiful piece. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.